Hey there, hi there, everybody. How y'all doing? Flipping our schedule on its head today here. We've got a very difficult fight ahead of us in Elden Ring. Full warning, there's going to be spoilers for the end of the Shadow of the Erdtree DLC today. We're at the, I assume, ultimate confrontation of it, and therefore, if we get past this fight, we'll see what the end of the DLC entails. So, full warning, we're gonna be seeing very late game content pretty much as soon as we dive in. Although I do want to take a brief tour here to grab one, maybe more things from the base game to get a little bit stronger. How's it going, Zizification? Et Tito, Zero Hype, Jam. What would I do if I found out there was a Phase 3? I would weep. I would weep for humanity. For all of us, really. There might be a fight against John Skibbity, that's true. Looks like there might be a fight against Obia. Oh, there we go, okay. Yosh, thanks for 33 months of support. Thank you, thank you. And then there was a Phase 4. Then it turned into a double boss fight. And then each of those bosses split further into two smaller bosses that summoned basilisks constantly. And Dryleaf Dane is punching you the whole time. How does one die 600 times and not be furious? Well, for one, that's a total deaths over 110 hours has our playthrough now been. So we've been averaging, what, 6 deaths per hour? It's really not that bad. 1 death every 10 minutes, give or take. Although sometimes those deaths are concentrated all in one place. And I guess practice, acclimation, by From Software game standards, this is not the most times I've died in one place yet, not even nearly. So I've had more frustrating and miserable experiences than this, at least so far, in games that are similar to this, games I learned to love. Wouldn't say I loved them initially, but I definitely learned to love them. So yeah, practice, I guess, is the short answer. Wonder what the boss in... I did... Blah, let me try to say that again. I wonder what From Software boss has killed me most of all. Don't have play stats for anything like that. I'm sure Manus has got me quite a few times. In Dark Souls 1. Probably Ornstein and Smo also a lot of times. In part because I've done that fight a lot of times. Across numerous playthroughs. Okay, so... I like the talismans we have pretty well. One thing I did want to do before we got properly started here is that I've realized that at some point in the base game we missed a sacred tier. We can have up to a flask of tiers plus 12. We only have plus 11 here. So let me take a look at the base game map and see if I can figure out what the heck we missed. So there should be... a couple in Limgrave. I think it might be one in the Weeping Peninsula, actually. There's supposed to be 3 down here. We got the Fourth Church of Marika. Got the Church of Pilgrimage. I think I missed one. I'm not 100% sure which one. I'm going to double check these. Might be a good time to bring up the wiki page, actually. Do I want a hint? Yeah, if you know exactly which of the 12 sacred tears that I did not grab in the initial playthrough, that'd be extremely helpful, actually. Because otherwise I'm just going to go look it up and grab it. But I would like to have a slightly better flask for this fight. I think it'll make it a little bit easier. Bellum Church. Yes, Bellum Church is not here. That's in the Weeping Peninsula, right? Is that here? Let's go up there. Oh, there's one in Liurnia. Yes, there's also 3 in Liurnia. But I'm pretty sure I just put the beacon in the right spot for the Sacred Tier. That's here. Question is, how do I get up there? Get one shot, nerd. I'm very high level. Let me just go up that. Actually, maybe not. Straight ahead from the Morn... Rampart Grace. Morn Ramparts? Oh, yeah, here. Oh, yeah, I see. Yeah, take the road up. Go west. Excellent. Yep. Look at that. One sacred tier that we missed in our first playthrough. Or the initial playthrough, whatever you want to call it. Alright, back to our regularly scheduled dying. It is... Vine Gate front staircase? It's... Yeah, Divine Gate front staircase. That's right. Yeah, here. Excellent. Okay. So now we have a proper flask. Oh yeah, I also wanted to go buy more Fandaggers. Whoops, there was another thing back in the base game I meant to do. Tyrobox, thanks for 13 months of support. The number 13 in a tarot deck is death. Considering this playthrough, you thought that seemed appropriate. Yeah, I think you're right. So we put in about 45 attempts on the boss yesterday. This is not our first look at the boss. We've seen Phase 2 a few times. But I fully expect to get... to have the floor mopped with myself. For quite a while.
Hello again.
He's tough. Big, tough man. How many can I get for this?
Forgot, no trouble to me.
I'd like another
Cheers for that.
bunch, actually. Maybe another 50k.
Forgot, no trouble to...
Sweet.
Cheers for that.
If I weren't doing a challenge run, do I think I would have beat this boss already? Maybe if I was summoning? I don't know. I don't think so. Gonna be honest. Boss seems hard. Aren't they 1 damage each? No, these daggers do quite a bit more damage than that. We've seen the fan daggers hit for ginormous damage on various targets, including ancient dragons, when you can get a headshot with all 5 daggers. You can do, like, 800 plus with a single throw. It's quite a lot of damage. They're also very good for maintaining poise damage on enemies. Yeah, maybe if I was going full parry god, perhaps. Especially if I was using one of the Ash War with extra parry frames. That might be viable to get a quick kill. To completely change your build to beat this boss, that could be on the table if we're really suffering, although I am going to maintain our challenge rules. No shields, no parrying. I'd rather do it as we are. How's it going, buddy? Oops. Oh yeah. You definitely got to get those timings back in mind. He is quite a fellow. Music goes so hard too. Yeah. 264 from Fan Dagger Spray. It's not too bad. There we go. All right, we got a bit more practice in on phase 2 from our first attempt. That's pretty good. He's a toughie. We'll watch this for anyone who hasn't seen it, since it's our first attempt of the day. I think that golden glow in his eye is supposed to represent the guidance of grace. Perhaps?
Lord brother.
Not clear on that.
At long last you are returned. Tarnished one. Aspiring lord of the old order. If you have known sin, if you grieve for this world, then yield the path forward to us.
Let us be Elden Lord. Clearly we're more capable.
Miquella. And my promised consort, Radahn.
It's quite a look. Alright, time to go nuclear, sir. I tried.
promise
I'm
you
being charmed.
a 1,000-year voyage guided by compassion.
I've been zip-zapped. We got to see a bit more, though. Good fight, Radahn. Good fight. We actually hit him in phase 2. That's something. Ironclad George, thanks for 3 months of support. I did mean to test some things here. One was I wanted to try blunt damage, see if that performs any better. 2... don't remember what 2 was. Gotta break out the mace, though. Give it a good go. Lion's Claw, 1549. Ooh, that's pretty good. Basic attack is 845. Dodge every part of that. Not quite. Also not quite. Alright, just tank every hit. It's fine. Every hit. That's probably appropriate. Is this Ganondorf? Only Ganon went so hard in his fights. Let's try something a bit lighter. How's the Flamberge perform? Just want to experiment with options for finding what allows us to do pretty good damage to Radahn without having to have lots of different damage windows. I'm gonna... There you go. Okay, that's promising. First time we've ever staggered him. They said it couldn't be done.
I promise you, 1,000-year voyage guided by compassion.
That is a fast grab, I gotta say. So I think we're gonna get hit by it more than I expected initially. Jeez. Rolling backwards is not the way. I think we can settle on Flamberge is a good pick, though, for weapon. Always tank the damage from the first attack to get in nice hits. I am strongly considering it. If it proves so cumbersome to dodge, it seems like it could be a pretty good damage window. Here. This weapon is not plus 25, so let's fix that.
Oh, Bismillah.
Gotta sell stuff to you. Beat this boss by tanking every attack. You know, you might be onto something. Time to start using these. Give ourselves a better chance of success this way. Or at least a better chance of lasting longer and learning more each time we try. See you later, Icarus. Nice. Oh, crap. He's like way far away this time. What? Cool. You can actually escape the radius of it. Oh, no. Heck, my stamina. Oops.
I promise you, 1,000-year voyage
A little
guided
slow on that.
by
Gotta
compassion.
jump. Gotta dodge basically as soon as he jumps into the air. For that one. Stun locks. Yeah, I gotta make sure you're dodging out of the place the light beams are gonna appear. 604 deaths is for the entire game, including the base game and Millennia. $110 of gameplay. Oops. Oh no. I don't even think I remember to use a Great Rune there, so that's fine. I think I'm also going to put like a hard cap on myself. If we get to 700 deaths, I'm going to stop streaming Elden Ring for the day, and we'll try again tomorrow. It's a lot of deaths, though. We are using Shadow Fragments. Yes, we have a Shadow Tree Blessing level of 18 currently for this fight, which is why we're able to tank hits at all. Otherwise, we'd be taking roughly double damage, which is silly pants. What I thought you were doing. If I can get a repeating thrust in there. Timing on that is pretty precise. Even potentially time for a second attack there. Only potentially, though. Let's find out here. Yes, there it is. Ow. Failed to roll clear there. Obscura with the Prime sub in the 18 months. Misdirect, manipulate, Michaela. Good old Mickey. We'll be doing Spire today, yeah. Later, after the Elden Ring, I'll switch to Slay the Spire. We'll play some of that. I have no aspirations of dying to this man for 8 hours. 4 seems like plenty. Throw a dagger at him, bait him into an attack. Or he just eats the daggers, even better. Hello? There he goes. still do it, even if I dodge it, if he's close enough. That makes sense. Then throw a dagger, bait him into an attack. Yeah. Oh, the bleed proc there. No. Damage window my butt. It's nothing. Fair enough. Guess I need a more ranged attack to hit him while he's floating in the air. You can throw daggers at him. Not that much, though. That'd be a good time to use a throwing pot, actually. But yeah, I meant to tweak my graphic settings. I did not remember to do that. We currently have crafted for these. Hefty lightning pot, hefty freezing pots. Or if hefty rot pot gets him in one hit. That's important to know. Would be very appropriate. Surely it works on him, right? Surely. Forgot he could do that. Take that, fool. That's right, give me the better one. Touch too early. That's important now. Takes two. Can play with that though. What move is that? Lord, I've never seen that. Glad to be alive. Oh, heck. not as soon as he jumps in the air. That's a bunch of free rot damage, though. Look at all that damage from the rot pots. I think that might be our key here. Oh, no. Well, I'm glad we got to see this. Where's my horse? Yeah, that's about right. Nuked from orbit. That was great. Okay, how many of these big rot pots can I make? Oh. No more. We're already out. Okay. Regular rot pots are an option. We can make quite a few more of those. Yeah, we can probably just farm some of the ingredients for it if we want to, but I'd prefer not to farm if necessary. Still, just being able to glimpse at that attack was very useful, so nice. We also have a good idea of what it might take to rot. 1. General Radon. Whoa, 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 what was that? Hello? Technical difficulties. Is my computer about to crash? What's happening? Wait, he didn't... Okay, yeah, we're definitely having problems of completely unknown variety. Hold on. What is going on here? Why is my computer breaking? Well, I wanted to tweak my graphical settings down anyway. Let's tweak some stuff here. Those are lower high. Global illumination quality. Let's turn the shaders to medium too. Okay. And then... restart the game. Yeah, textures a high impact, but I really don't want to sacrifice the textures, as that's also a big impact visually. I'm using a 4090. Specs are listed below the stream for the PC I'm using. If you want the deets on the See how this feels. Oops. Yeah, give me the Lion's Claw. Please underestimate how slow that last hit is. Let's see if we can nail the rot pods. So just no hope of dodging. 1, 2. Yes, 3. We'll do it. No, dead. Okay, we learned a lesson about the raw pods, though. That's good. Video games. Let's see. So, making those rot pots. We can buy toxic mushrooms. Our only limiting reagent... We can make 49 of these, basically. That's an Aeonian butterfly will be the limiting reagent. So that's enough for at least 10 good rot attempts. We can try other things too. Hefty feeded pots are not that easy to make. Regular feeded pots, though, we can make a whole bunch of these. Do deadly poison. That's not going to be as good as rot, but it is going to be good. So it's an option. In fact, I think I'd like to try that for a bit. So the rot pots. See if it's also 3 of these as well. Oh yeah, I also wanted to change my helmet potentially. Where's Lada's helmet? Or rather, we got a helmet that increased our attack power of attacks after doing a dodge roll. At least I think it was a helmet. It's Lada's armor. There's no helmet that goes with that? Oh, yeah. Okay, that's pretty good drip, though, actually. What if we break out the old Great Helm? Oh, I like it. Very Crusader feeling. That's pretty cool. And the Radon bracers look great, too, here. I might want to swap to all Crimson Tier flasks. I think I should swap the Artimore on this, too. Wait, I can just duck under that? Hold on, that's crucial. Oh, that's right. That poisons me, so forget about that. Let's not use those then. Jinx hard. Oh no. Okay, we don't want fetid pots. I forgot these apply poison to the thrower as well. Let's say that in the build-up description. Yes, those who carry these pots will slowly accumulate poison in their own bodies. Well, that's what I get for throwing dung. Yeah, let's get rid of these. Ocean is too strong for me. Give it a good lob. Okay, that frees up our cracked pots to be used on other things. So I do think rot pots are probably the best bet then. Which means we need more practice dodging phase 2 before it's going to make sense to use those, I think. Could try Holy Proof Pickled Liver for phase 2. It's an interesting option. I even make that stuff. Looks like I can't. I can make Holy Proof Dried Liver. I'm out of Golden Roa? What? Oh, yeah, it's Golden Roa, not Roa fruit. I see. Yeah, whatever. Don't worry about that. Perfectly happy with my crab. Oh, wait, actually. Ashabor time. Let's have a look at the options for the Flamberger. Not that. This. Wild Strikes is an option, but I bet it's not a very good one. Piercing Fang. Giant Hunt is an option. So is Flame Skewer. let's try Quality Flame Skewer. Curious if that's going to have the same problem of missing that it did with the Zweihander. We'll see. If I can land the hits, this will be good. Wait, this is Flame Spear? Is that what it's called? Oh, that's different. I like the idea of him just getting hit by a knife in the chest. And he's like, ugh. Take that. Let's try, nerd. Oh no. He's gone Goku on me. Nuts, man. Oh, the stun lock, though. Ouch. Be tough. We have to use crab when it's phase 2. Oh yeah, also that's not the Ashura I wanted, actually. That's what I learned. That's the one I wanted. We'll do Spire later today, is the current plan. If we kill the boss, which is an if, not a when, currently. We'll switch to Spire, potentially. Okay, yes, that does still miss, because I lunge forward and I go around his hitbox. I realize now why that was missing. Still nice to have the buff. Dang. Quite enough time to drink. Here. No, I'm the one who's coming here. Ah! Can you imagine fat rolling this guy? It sounds tough. Maybe with a great shield, it wouldn't be that problem. Then you just don't roll. I can imagine not rolling at all. Seems perhaps a better way to do it than what I'm doing. I am having fun, however. Wait, no, I still want to play with Ashes of War here. Repeating Thrust was doing okay. What does this look like? That's pretty fast. Damage is sad, though. Better off just using a regular attack. The point is to hit multiple enemies with it. Definitely not the Ash for this fight. Get away from him when he starts to do that. Hesitation is defeat. Wait, my cut... I didn't get the full crit damage because he cutscened on the first hit. Now I'm all the way over here. Hello? He's not even in range for that. Oh, he was with the shockwave thing. Oh, heck. A little too early up dodge there. Dodge was not necessary, nor was the first. Someday I'll remember the gigantic AoE ground effect on that one. Holy damage, okay. Literally, holy damage. Wild. I've been grabbed a bunch, but we have yet to die to the grab. We do have blood tax. Unleash a flurry of thrusts that rob the target of both their blood and their health. We could go way more blood loss. If we went blood infusion. That's a lot of blood loss. I have a general mechanics question about status effects on bosses. This is kind of spoilers that I'm asking for, but I just want some clarification here if anyone's knowledgeable on this. Bosses have a large amount of buildup required to inflict status upon them, and then after you inflict that status, the next threshold is higher. I think up to 2 or 3 times after you inflict blood loss, the next threshold is higher up. After the 3rd proc, is everything the same, or is the boss now immune? I guess is my question. Can you keep proccing after the 3rd time? Let's see, how much damage difference are we looking at here? Quite a bit per hit. About 100 attack rating. It can always be procced. Okay. Cool. We could do 116 poison. Let's try blood. See what this feels like. So is blood tax just like better version of rapid thrust? Seems like it might be. And then I want to do this. Please, 14 healing flasks. Thanks. I'm not going to have time to drink the flask of cerulean tears. I was also thinking about trying Crimson Seed +1, but that would mean giving up the Turtle Talisman, or 15% damage, or one of our damage reduction talismans. Seems like a hard sell. Alright, let's see how blood tax do here. Come here. Wow, the damage on that. Let's try this again. Surely. Yeah, he's quite a force of nature in Phase 2. E-Dog, thanks for 15 months of support. Are statuses on bosses visible in any way, shape, or form? No. You cannot see how much build-up you've accumulated. Let's compare with this. Boss looks extremely fun. No, unironically, I think it is a cool boss. Very tough. Lots of shenanigans going on, but there's ways to counter all of it. scoop. Fair enough. Way more fun with him than the Leda fight? Yeah, definitely. I would still say Bale is my favorite of the DLC. This is actually looking like it might be second favorite, though. It's quite a fight. You simply have to demonstrate mastery. Try again, buddy. Really, actually. Come on. Dead. Throwables only run sounds pretty fun, actually, especially with all the different ways you have to boost the damage of throwing pots, especially. You can make them do pretty big damage, and I imagine it might be easier than you'd expect. Are hefty pots slower to throw? Oh yeah, they are unfortunately quite slow to throw. Please. What? Okay. So yeah, I have time for one thing before he starts swinging, not two. And heal or eat crab, not both. Seems like it's harder to get bleed procs without, or a lot harder to get bleed procs, even though we are doing substantially less damage. Is boiled crab better than the boiled prawn? Yes. Prawn is 15%, crab is 20%. They have the same duration. I think they're even the same price. Maybe a slight difference. Sword is too short. Thought Millennia was hard mostly just due to waterfowl? Yes, waterfowl is a huge complicating factor for Millennia's difficulty. I don't feel like Radahn has just one move that makes him super hard. He has a lot of moves that make him super hard. Sloop slash hits me. Wow, your swords are longer than mine. Rude. Why your sword's so big, man? Just gotta escape from that. Around the corner. Easy game. Dude, Hurley. My lunch money. Have we tried the Sekiro bubble tier? I have not. No, I'm sure it's both effective and fun. Thinking of saving that maybe for a future playthrough. Deflecting in general was one of the things I actually didn't like that much about Sekiro. I don't want my Souls game to be a rhythm game. Mistake every time. GG, sir. Isn't rolling kind of a rhythm game? Yeah, a little bit. I think the key difference, though, is that rolling comprises both a timing and a direction. And you don't get to know ahead of time which direction you're meant to roll, necessarily. Except through pattern recognition and trial and error. We started today at 600 deaths even. Doing all right. But yes, dodging is a rhythm of sorts too. It's true. Which happens first, 700 deaths or 4 hours? We're currently on track to hit 4 hours first. Yes, in Elden Ring, you rarely succeed by simply spamming roll. You gotta roll at the right time. The perfect time, or else. Now, we've found that we can stagger Radahn if we keep at it well enough. Come here. Oh, gosh. You would go for that twice in a row. right into nads. The weak spot. What? That's a new way to dodge that. Ouch. There's a wall there, apparently. What soul level are we? We're rune level 120 at the moment. And we are, under our own challenge rules, not allowed to level further than this. Although I would surely benefit from 60 vigor, 60 strength, 60 dex, 40 endurance. Big time. Big time. That would make this a lot easier. Do most of the endgame bosses have infinite poise? No. Well, infinite poise for a single hit, anyway, yes. But you can still stagger them with repeated hits. Every time I make that mistake. One too many times, or is there just not enough time for that? Food for thought. Is phase 2 even possible? Yeah, of course it's possible. It simply requires mastery. Proper mastery. Charged swing here. Stupid shoulders. Not save me. Yeah, rolling backwards is completely useless. It's nothing. It's not quite consistent. Bleed. No, I'm the one who's bleeding now. Okay, there we go. That's one way to do it. Out of range, buddy. Try again. Oh no! Well, he did, I guess. He did. Good for him. Skadoosh. Didn't dodge that. My bad. How's it going, Toilet Engineer? Yeah, it's a tough boss for sure. For sure. Why Phase 2 is so early? Because FromSoft hates us. That's why. They want us to suffer. Big like. Blessing level currently 18. Could go hunting Shadow Tree fragments for a slight advantage, but I without looking them up, I think it'd be a very difficult to find them. On par with how many times I die in Spire in a year. True. Takes a lot longer to lose a Spire run than this. Yeah, 18 is good enough. I figured as much. 18 is definitely going to be good enough. But are we good enough? That is the question. Still think Latax is the wrong Ashur, though. Gets me after I use it sometimes. Oh, I thought I could do that. Yeah. Good Catitude, thanks for the Prime sub and 70 months, 7 metric years of support. Should put like a deaths to Radon started at 555. That was what we started at. For this boss. Wait. Yeah. Too late now. Try again. Have a dagger. Start rolling backwards faster. I also need a bathroom break at this point. Twitch chat, we'll be going for about 2 hours. It's definitely time for our first break so that we can stay fresh as we try to bash our face against Radon, Promised Consort. We'll be back in a few minutes for more dying. BRB. 11.76% of all death. 11.6, yeah. 11.67% of all total deaths in the DLC, currently to Radahn. With many more to come, I'm sure. We haven't even gotten close to winning yet. Slish Slash. I think that's what I was trying to say. Blood infusion's okay. Let's try Stormblade again. That's an old trustworthy. Try this for a minute. How would I rate this fight? I am enjoying it. It's definitely got some over-the-top stuff in Phase 2, but that's also justified, given that we are the end of the DLC here for Elden Ring. So you compare this boss to, like, Manus, Father of the Abyss, and Slave Knight Gale and stuff. He's supposed to be ridiculously tough. Try again. Way to a metric year, GB3, thanks for 5 months of support. Am I doing attempts all day? No, I won't be able to handle it. And I don't think, after maybe a couple more hours of this, it's not going to be productive to keep trying. At some point, I'll just get... rather, at a certain point, the rate at which my attempts become worse because I'm getting progressively more tired starts to exceed the rate at which my attempts are becoming better because I'm learning more. When we reach that point, the only way I can make progress in the boss fight is to stop and rest and try again later. Big Richie, thanks for the Prime sub and the 9 months. Many Guns with the Prime sub and the 4 months. That hit me? GG. Did you miss the Bale fight? Yes, we did the Bale fight relatively early in the DLC. That was also hours of attempting. Dodge that? Just dodge that. Noted. Oof. Yeah, still gotta figure the right direction to roll on some of these sword swings to avoid Miquella's holy nonsense. Hey there, Glitchwave. I actually don't know the name of that sound effect because I don't do the editing for my YouTube. That's done by one very helpful Riley, who manages the edited YouTube channels. But yeah, I can't tell you the name of that sound effect because I didn't use it myself. And yes, if you make use of all the resources available to you in this game, this fight wouldn't be nearly as bad as you're seeing here. Summons, a big shield, possibly parrying, although parrying is definitely a get good kind of thing. Disagree with that. That. actually a good opportunity to hit him with projectile attacks. Although he's about to shoot a meteor at you. I've been charmed.
promise you a 1,000-year voyage guided by compassion.
So I'm just tanking this. Okay, that goes in 360 degrees. I was wondering about that foot stomp. That's the first time I've actually got a good look at it. So I basically have to jump that foot stomp, so I really got to start practicing that. If there's going to be anything I jump, it's the foot stomp. I'm sure there's a bunch of other attacks I can jump over. Maybe we should try some of them. Once I know his patterns a bit better. Try jumping. That was better. Then not do that second dodge. Forward. great timing either.
Promise you, 1,000-year voyage guided
I'm like so
by
beat up.
compassion.
The blood all over my cape. Poor guy. So dead. Just run to the right. Could we get a turn? Maybe. Be nice to have a turn. I don't know if that's a good way to do it. Give me an idea. Okay, so, yeah, if we just start running away from him immediately, maybe that's the way to do it. It seems reasonably successful. Oh, that goes very far. That. Okay, jumping doesn't dodge that? Noted. Okay, charm me.
I promise you, 1,000-year voyage guided
Guess jumping doesn't
by
dodge that, so I have to time to roll better. Like that. What did I throw at him to stop him from doing the second part of the meteorite move? I don't even know when I did that, I'm gonna be honest. so hard to dodge when I'm close to it. You see? Not necessarily work. Jerk. Right into that.
I promise you, 1,000-year voyage guided by compassion.
To be honest, that grab is extremely non-threatening to me. Oh, okay, I see what I'm doing wrong. Now that I've experienced both Elden Ring and Slay the Spire, which game is harder? They're both hard in very different ways. Elden Ring mainly gets challenging when you impose self-inflicted challenges, like rune level 1, or no shields, or parrying, or, you know, no hit run even. Whereas Slay the Spire is difficult on its own, using the difficulty system built in. So I might have to say Slay the Spire in that regard, actually. Although imagine if Elden Ring had difficulty levels. I guess there's the New Game pluses, but that's not quite the same. Where this is the baseline, that is. Then it just goes up from here. That still didn't work. I think I was too close for that, though. How your swords are long, man. Oh, that still got me hit. That was better, though. Don't run to the side. From the boss's perspective, this is a horror game. Yeah, every time you kill it, it comes back to life. How can you contact the person responsible? Let me see. For editing YouTube videos. See, will it let me whisper you from this interface? No, it will not. Dang it. If you message me on Discord, Glitchwave, I can put you in touch with Riley. It's easier for me to do when I'm not live. If you absolutely must know what the bell is. Yeah, I can help you with that. Just DM me. Be like, hey, how to contact person man. It's so rare. Oh, good call, Moribund. Yes, Riley does have a site that he links in the description of the YouTube videos. There's a lot of stuff in there. The video descriptions. Maybe I dodged the other direction? That sounds right. Can sure close distance. Still not the right way to dodge, maybe? Yeah, I dodged towards him for that. That's the secret. Dodge towards him. Wonder how much damage the rot does over the full duration. We managed to rot him one time and survive. It's something like 10,000. It's a lot of damage. And once we're more confident at dodging phase 2, I'll be happier to apply rot as our core strategy going into the second phase. I think that will serve us quite well. Yeah, I didn't mean to change up another thing in a moment. Ashwar Chariot. Only I could do this on horseback. That's amazing, Premium. That's amazing. My problem is I'm not using a big enough sword. Still medium load? Perfect. I want to use Crack Blade, though. I wonder how good this is. Give that a try. Double Colossal. Now, that's something I haven't tried, is 2 Colossal Swords. Maybe that's my problem. Just not thinking big enough. I need a second Zweihander. Here. Promising, actually. Very promising. I think this might be our, our winning recipe here. I should never have believed any other weapon was going to be what we needed here. Foolishness of the highest order. Death count on this boss rapidly approaching 100. I had that problem too. Nice try, buddy. Chuck. Damn it. Oh, he leaps forward for that.
You,
Also, I'm up against the wall here, as you can see.
Guided by compassion.
Yep. That goes in a straight line. That just makes sense. Quite. Great Mace is another option that we could try, potentially, or dual Great Maces. But I think this Vi is going to be our weapon of choice here. This fight harder because of the self-imposed leveling restrictions? Definitely. Also the equipment restrictions, in that I'm not allowed to use a shield, which would definitely make learning this fight much easier. Have a dagger. Oh, that's what the second part of the meteor somebody was talking about. I was like, what do you mean second part of the meteor attack?
I promise you, 1,000-year voyage guided by compassion.
Wait, didn't you already do that? Oh, heck. Jeez. What does Blind Run in terms of Elden Ring mean? It means I haven't played this before, and so I haven't practiced the boss movesets. I don't know where the good loot in the game is. That sort of stuff. Don't know how to solve any of the puzzles. Lowest we've gotten him so far is low enough to see the real meteor attack, where he does a redux of the first Radon fight, jumps into the sky, and then we exploded. Currently, our physic is 15% damage reduction plus additional stamina recovery speed. One more dodge back, apparently. Spire Relic could help to kill Radon. Lizard Tail would help a lot. Lizard Tail would definitely help. Tiny chest, of course. Juzu Bracelet. Where's Juzu Bracelet? That's the kind of damage we're looking for to get to phase 2 quickly. too early on that dodge. FromSoft should make a game where you could die twice. If only. "90th time's the charm." There we go. Wrong direction. Goes. Is there any warning? Deeply unclear. Oh man. That's quite an attack. He only gets to do that once, I sure hope anyway. The laser-guided bomb. Has there ever been a game I've abandoned because it's too hard? Yes. Good question, actually. Not bad. Now I'm dead. No, not Darkest Dungeon 2. Had to have been some games as a kid I abandoned for similar reasons. Tips for the current fight allowed? I think I'm good. I don't need any tips at this time. What? Fair enough. How's it going, Icarus? Yes, we are still here. But we're doing better. Oops. Stumpy, stumpy. Yeah, we do have the bubble tier physic that could block at least the initial hit of the smashdown, but it sure looks like that meteor attack is triggered by low health hits more than one time. So I don't even think the physic would actually save me from that. Doing better, though. Doing better, though. We tried the Blood Flamberge for a little while at Karis, but now with a frost-infused Zweihander, we're finding a lot of success, and I'm really liking it. So I'm trusting this Vi here for its incredible ability to put out damage in Phase 1 at minimum. Pretty good in Phase 2 as well. Asherward's pretty cheap, too. That's on me, though. That wasn't right. Well, that was not right. All right, we're officially at over 100 deaths to Radahn here. Not surprised at all. Somewhere in the 200 range, sounding good for everything. Using Rune Arcs, I was for a little bit. I've stopped now. I'll go back to using them again soonish. Oops. Oh.
Promise you a 1,000-year voyage guided by compassion.
The Twin Swords is the fast one. Am I drinking on a Thursday yet? I'm not. No, I'm not. Increasingly tempting, though. Could try the DLC Holy Resistance Talisman? Yeah, you mean the one I'm already wearing? That's just how much damage he does. Almost. Forgot he can combo out of that. That's right. When we inflict Frostbite, we do a bunch of damage right away, and then he takes more damage for a period of time as well. Not again. No. No idea. Lose a bit of overall talk. I just want to remind everyone, this is a quality Zweihander. We're not losing any base damage for this. All of the frost is coming from Chilling Mist, so the weapon itself has full damage. I also feel like his sword hitboxes are slightly longer than the actual sword. I have no idea if that's true. They're just really big. But he seems to have a little bit more range than it looks like. I don't know why. Any way to proc rot? Not without permanently exhausting resources. I guess that's not actually true. Could use a crappy rot dagger. locked. I pressed dodge twice in that sequence, but I never dodged. No dodging for me. That was the 100th attempt? Or the 99th attempt? Not sure. Either way. Let's go for 101. Boss sure is a jerk, aren't they? Yeah, they are. The huge jerk. Humbling me.
Promise you.
Too early on that?
1,000-year voyage guided by compassion.
Not a bad attempt. I think this boss is easier than Malenia to beat on first playthrough. I think that depends on your playstyle. Yeah, we can guard those. I was wondering if we could. They seem like rapid-fire, low-impact attacks. They'll stagger me. I was thinking blocking is probably an easy way to do it. The Zweihander is not exactly a great shield, but it is good enough to block with. So we might be able to use that to avoid some of those really nasty combos. We're not running the deflection heart tier, just to be clear. That was just a regular blocking, the multi-hit thing. I just got cheated at the stance break. Oops. Couldn't move there. I tried. Mostly, yeah. The greatsword doesn't have the R2 poke that the Zweihander does, which does have an advantage. Some kinds. What? Not horrible. Too early on that dodge. Shadow crab. Strongly disagree with whatever just happened. Okay, strongly agree with whatever just happened. I'll take it. It's too greedy. Guessing mode shackle doesn't work here? I would guess not. I don't even think we got mode shackle, actually. Would totally be breaking the rules and leveling up right about now? Yeah. It's tempting. Definitely tempting. And Dedrick for Gath the Body Walker. Did you hear that Miquella's consort became the head of the Mafia in the Lands Between? He's the Radahn now. I'm over here now. If I hadn't thrown the dagger, I'd have it there. Being greedy. Yeah, a little more vigor would help. I think we're just going to achieve that by using Great Runes when I feel like we're actually ready. But we're not going to be ready until we can dodge the meteor successfully. It doesn't really matter how much health I have if I don't dodge that. Oh, no, you don't. Okay, That's a new one. Scammed again. Because that attack's not any more powerful. Damn. I'm being a little too greedy here. Have I been here before? Damn it. Yeah, well, I screwed up every part of that combo. Every single part, so fair enough. Okay, that's a sign I'm getting tired. for this. Into phase 2 very consistently, at least. I could ever time my dodge correctly when that happens. It's so hard to anticipate the start of the explosion. Frickin' light beam. All right, I think we'll stop here, actually. Let's play some Slay the Spire. Got some good learning in. I think we settled on a weapon and armor loadout for the fight. Of course it's dodgeable. Everything's dodgeable. If it's got a hitbox, you can dodge it. If it's got a health bar, you can kill it. Those are the rules. And on 666, all right. I think that's actually quite fitting. We'll do it. 66 attempts to Radahn today. 66 failures. I was enjoying Bale more than this fight, definitely. That's not to say this fight isn't enjoyable. I am enjoying it. Don't think I would have done 3.5 hours of this fight if it wasn't enjoyable. Failed to dodge the first part. Pure punishment from there. GG. A 1 bit for 1 death. GG. Oddity, thanks for the Prime sub and the 21 months of support. I made a Spire Relic based on Elden Ring. What would it be? About could have something like the Estus Flask. You can heal for 5 health 3 times by clicking on this relic. When you defeat a boss, the charges are restored. I guess that wouldn't be Elden Ring, though. That'd be Flask of Crimson Tears. Whatever, it's an Estus Flask. Get out of here. All right. I think that is enough getting my butt kicked at Elden Ring for now, Twitch chat. We'll be back, I guess, tomorrow for more attempts at Mr. Big Pants. Go over 700 deaths then. But for now, I'm going to switch things up to our, I guess you could call it our main game. Slay the Spire. I'll do some more graphical tweaking as well. The Devil's Number. See if we can fix our frame rate issue between next session for Phase 2. That might help a bit. Maybe a bit. Or you could even have, yeah, 1 heal but refills at a rest site is another option. Certainly is. Oops. Slay the Spire. Wait, no. Thank you. There we are. So we'll throw up the run history for this. Before we switch games properly like, though, Twitch chat, I am going to take a break here, refill my legs, stretch my water. Now that we've had our ass kicked 66 times. Need to disappear for at least 66 seconds to recover emotionally from everything that has just happened to me. That said, I think we made great progress on the Elden Ring boss fight today. 66 times so far. Alas. So, I'll be back in a few minutes, Twitch chat. When I return, we'll start out with some Spire here. Play a silent run and see what happens. Don't go nowhere.